Good morning. You're listening to Marie from LYF4U Life Coaching. I'm based here in the Wairarapa for your needs. And if you do want to contact me, feel free to join me on either Facebook, which is Life Coach Marie McManaway, or give me a call on 379 8433. So I'm joined here today in the studio by a very dear inspirational friend of mine, and that is Rachelle Mcintyre. And Rachelle has come in especially for this interview in regards to that we are doing the fundraiser, which is called Making Steps for MS, and Rachelle has MS. So I guess when I met Rachelle, she gave me a lot of inspiration and motivation to want to do something to give back to the community. And there was a time where I wasn't sure who I would sort of offer money or offer my services to until I met Rachelle, and I thought, wow, this is the one for me. So I just want to welcome you into the studio, Rachelle, and you're probably sitting there wondering how it's all going to go. So Rachelle, I know that you're a young mother of 2 boys. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah. My boys are my life.
Which they are, yes. I've heard a lot about these 2 fellas of yours, and they're a lot of inspiration and light in your life. So for you having MS in your life and living with it on a daily basis, what is it like in regards to your daily life?
My daily life has obviously changed dramatically from what it used to be before I was diagnosed with MS. My daily life is a struggle, and coming to terms with that has been very difficult for me. There is a grieving cycle, and they say that you go through that grief cycle many, many times, and once you've reached the end of it, you can go straight back to the beginning of it and try and work your way through it again and again and again. And I find myself having to do that a lot, and you never feel like you reach the end.
When did you know that you had MS, Rachelle?
I have got a feeling that I had the symptoms started when my eldest son, who is 11 now, when he was just over a year old.
Wow.
And I went back teaching part-time, and I thought that I had just been working a bit hard, and I'd been out of teaching for a year, and I thought that I had caught the flu or something like that. And then I noticed that one of my legs, I used to walk, I was a fitness freak, adrenaline junkie, and I used to walk every day, and I noticed that one of my legs dragged a bit. I used to walk along farm tracks, and I noticed that I would be sometimes tripping on a stone, and I would notice it when I got home from a walk, that my leg felt very heavy, and then after about 10 minutes or so, it was fine again. And now when I look back on it, I think that that's when it first occurred.
Right, so that was the beginnings.
That was the beginnings of it. And then when I had my second child, that's when it came on strong, because they say that after having children, it exacerbates the symptoms a lot. So, and I was diagnosed when my second son was only 8 months old.
Wow.
And he is 9 now. So it's been a long, tough, hard journey.
So what helps you how do you get through your days?
I have a fantastic caregiver who has become an amazing friend, and the boys help me get through the day, and just to see them walk through the door at the end of a school day, they just
your purpose.
make my a smile comes to my face, and even if they're in a grumpy mood and they don't want their bags down and you ask how it's school and they say, oh, crap, like kids always say. As boys do. You still have a smile on your face and have to laugh at them.
Isn't that great? That, no matter what's happening, we can always find the positive in it if we choose to look for it.
And they are my positives. That's what keeps me going. And I could quote you a poem that I wrote about my boys, but I won't.
Well, in regards to the help that you have, would you say that, because I know you're sitting here speaking to me in a chair and you're spending a lot more time in your chair now,
unfortunately,
as
yes.
time's gone on, what is it? Would you say that you need more help as time's gone on?
Oh, definitely. I as time has gone on, I've need more help.
And of course, I guess that comes down to having the right funds available.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And people who have not have just contracted a disease are not quite treated the same as people who have had an accident.
Okay.
We don't have I don't know how you'd describe it. The
I guess you'd say the support,
the support, and the funds available for us to help modify our homes and to make it easier for us to.
So when, in regards to, as that leads us on to the fundraiser, which is being held on the 3rd of March on Sunday at 1:30, and if you do want to join us and come along and make a difference in the likes of people like Rachelle's lives, and we're talking about people with MS, and it could be that you're just found out you had the illness, it could be that your MS has been around for some time, and we are doing the funding in the Wairarapa to raise money for people of the Wairarapa, so knowing that the money will be there. It's a $25 donation. It's about walking up to the top of one of the Wairarapa's most beautiful viewing platforms, and that is walking to the top of Mount Dick. It's 3.5 kilometres. It is an uphill walk, but I think if you understand the likes of Rachelle's life and what it's like to live every day, it's almost a great metaphor for what she is doing. Every day is an uphill battle for her. So I guess that's why the Mount Dick became such a good symbol. And in life, as Edmund Hillary would say, it's not the mountain you conquer but yourselves. And for Rachelle with her MS, she has to overcome the feelings of that to maintain her life as just an everyday mum. So I absolutely applaud you, Rachelle, and I keep calling you Michelle today. I absolutely applaud you for what you're doing, and I do really want people to get involved, to join us on the walk. If you can't do the walk, that doesn't mean you still can't make the donation. It's easy enough to contact me on Facebook or to ring me 379 8433. Before we close for this great interview, Rachelle, what would you say are your plans for the future? And if some wonderful money comes from the people of the Wairarapa, what will that be able to be used for you in your life?
My plans for the future are to not let this. I always say I've always been a person that does not like to be beaten, and I have kept to that. And I am always saying to this disease, "You are not going to beat me. You are not going to beat me." And so, I believe in miracles, and maybe a miracle will happen, and maybe by the 3rd of March, perhaps I'll be joining you, walking up walking out Mount Dick with you. He's hoping.
Well, either way, you're going to be there, Rachelle, because Langland's Motorcycles have very kindly donated some quad bikes and MUV bikes, and if you're not walking there, we're having you on the back of one of those bikes.
Yeah, well, that'll be great.